Hello everyone and welcome to SentUAMessage, the show where we answer your questions about Xbox 360. This week we'll be taking the form of a portmanteau horror story where three ghoulish tales are bound together by a single overriding narrative, ending with the shocking twist that I was a ghost all along at the end.
Haven't you just ruined it by saying that?
No, there's still the three other stories, where an old book turns out to be writing the future, a jilted bride haunts her previous suitors from beyond the grave, and a cat develops the power to enjoy lasagna.
Oh, well, you've just ruined those as well now. And that last one is just Garfield.
Oh. Should we just do it as normal then?
Yeah, let's.
True Woodworm asks whether we have an update on Fallout New Vegas, accompanying it with lashings of sugar plums and magical peanut sauce in a bid to curry our favour.
Well, seeing as you ask so sickeningly nicely, although easy on the peanut sauce, Andy's allergic, we have plenty of new details on New Vegas that spilled out of a recent Bethesda event that we weren't invited to. Now, that would stop a lot of people from giving the game any coverage whatsoever, but not us. We're much bigger than that.
That's what you said yesterday. You said Bethesda could take
Yeah,
Fallout and
not
make
now, not now.
Right, so Fallout New Vegas, which as anyone who hasn't been living in a vault for the last 12 months should know, is to Fallout 3 what Vice City and San Andreas were to GTA 3.
Better.
Quite possibly, but what I'm inferring is that it's not an official sequel, but a full-blown spin-off set on the other side of the US post-apocalyptic. This time around, your fully malleable persona hasn't led a sheltered life in a vault. Instead, you're a courier who's fully versed in the hazardous ways in the Nevada wastelands. At least you are until a bullet in the head wipes out your memory, giving you the convenient opportunity to dictate your appearance and skills.
Massive handlebar tash and flawless chat-up technique every time, just like real life.
Really? What was your best line again?
I'm impressed you managed to fit into those trousers.
Brilliant. You'll also be able to dictate whether you want to tackle the new hardcore option, which ditches tutorials and gives you a host of real-life setbacks to consider, including hunger and dehydration, stim packs that heal gradually rather than instantaneously, and ammo that actually contributes to your overall weight total.
Sounds positively miserable, but then I suppose life in a violent, mutant-infested world isn't all candy floss, rainbows and unicorns. In fact, those three things aren't present at all, which is disappointing considering how long it took me to write that letter to Obsidian. However, there are three slightly more relevant improvements over Fallout 3, namely the companion wheel, which lets you issue basic commands to your AI allies, an improved VAT system that now incorporates melee combat, and the ability to modify weapons.
Sounds awesome. Still no release date yet, but if you want to keep track of Fallout New Vegas' progress throughout the year, visit Bethesda's official blog at bethblog.com.
Just when you thought it was safe to run a mailbag show about video games again, the Call of Duty franchise returns, demolishing everything else in its path like a tactical nuke that was entirely legitimately earned.
Yes, Call of Duty Black Ops, the next game in the Juggernaut franchise, was announced last Friday, and immediately our inbox was comprehensively destroyed and the ground underneath it salted so nothing would ever grow there again.
A lot of people are asking about it, basically. Unfortunately, details are extremely thin on the ground beyond a trailer and a release date of the 9th of November this year.
The press announcement isn't much more helpful, simply saying that Black Ops will take players behind enemy lines in an entirely new chapter in the groundbreaking and record-setting #1 first-person action series of all time. Yeah, thanks, press announcement.
The top rumour doing the rounds is that the game will be set in Vietnam. Some facts do seem to support the theory, like the footage of jungle combat, although that could be anywhere with the jungle, and a casting call from Treyarch that OXM Spies uncovered looking for an actor for the role of Frank Barnes, a World War II veteran and member of an organisation called the Studies and Observations Group, a Black Ops unit that was apparently active during the Vietnam War.
However, close analysis of the trailer on various fan sites and forums is throwing up a host of other theories, including the idea the game may actually be set in many different time periods, with you switching between them as you progress through the game.
Of course, this is all speculation at this point, but we're confident that Treyarch will have more to show us at the E3 Expo in Los Angeles next month, so stay tuned to Inside Xbox for more as soon as we get it, by which I mean there's absolutely no need for you all to ask us any more questions about future Call of Duty games, because once we know more, you'll know more. I mean it.
Divine Pink Lily has made our day by asking a question about a fantasy role player that isn't Elder Scrolls V, namely Topware Interactive's Two Worlds 2.
Now, there's a good reason that this makes a welcome change from questions about Elder Scrolls V, and that's because Two Worlds 2 actually exists, and we actually have proper information to share with you. Imagine. Now, before you scoff and say something snooty like, the original Two Worlds was a buggy, disobedient, horse-ridden Oblivion imitator developed by a studio called Reality Pump. Reality Pump! It's probably best to know that the people responsible are fully aware of the original game's shortcomings and appear to be doing their best to address them all. Sadly, this doesn't extend to Reality Pump, who are still called Reality Pump.
For starters, the game's publisher has seen fit to give script writing and voiceover duties to native English speakers, including one of the writers responsible for Dead Space. This should hopefully translate to a plot you can actually follow and dialogue that isn't drowning in ye olde English cliches.
Verily. It's also come a long way visually thanks to the Grace engine, one of the game's many fully capitalised and fully trademarked bespoke features, which will allegedly reduce loading times and improve the game's performance. What we're hoping that actually means is that characters will no longer turn into hovering black cubes should memory be in short supply.
Other shouty innovations include the demons,
Trademark.
magic management and payback,
Trademark.
alchemy systems, as well as craft,
Trademark.
a tool that lets you break down the components of weapons and armour in order to build your own unique items.
Co-op play is also fully supported, with up to 8 players able to party up across 7 missions that bridge the 5-year gap between the conclusion of 2 worlds and the beginning of its sequel single-player quest. Only 4 can actually enter dungeons, so the other half can spend their time figuring out how best to kill them in their sleep and steal their treasure once they've resurfaced. Here's Andy to tell you when it's out. What's the date, Andy?
Thanks, Dan. 17th of September. Dan?
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Dan.